Am I audible? Hmm? Am I
Yes, sir.
audible? Yes, very good. अच्छा बोलो. Any questions? Any clarification? अच्छा पहले बोलो, कल एग्जाम है, सब लिंक फिंक सबको मिल गया ना? मैं भेज भेज के रखा हूँ. Everybody receive the link, right? Tomorrow's exam, internal 2.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now, okay. Any question? Any clarification before I start? आई थिंक तुम लोग पढ़ाई लिखाई करते नहीं हो, नहीं तो क्वेश्चन तो आना चाहिए था. Anyway, so ये तो ठीक है. The production function हम लोगों ने derive किया from the basic. Now W. पे लेके आते हैं W. This is the price of labor. This is YT divided by LYT. And if you can remember, we have already derived that this YT divided by LYT हम लोगों ने derive करके रखे हैं is over here. This YT divided by LYT from the production function, we have already derived. This is basically this. Actually यहाँ से लेके आते हैं. Let me just substitute this over here, and which is equals to, along the balanced growth path, this KT by YT is basically growing at a constant rate. So it boils down to this. This is my K by Y along the balanced growth path. And if I substitute this over here, I get so this is basically the solution of the wage rate. AC is known to me, G is known to me, and actually G कहाँ से मिल रहा है? If I following simply Jones, because that's basically the stuff, this is basically G. This is my G. n is known to me, lambda is known to me, phi is known to me. That is why I can calculate g. I can substitute this g over here, and this is going to be the solution of my wage rate. Fine. Okay, Sarthak Brijwasi. Sarthak,
Yes, sir.
ये derivation ठीक है?
Yes, sir. It's okay.
What is the rate of growth of W? How do you calculate? First, you tell me whether the W is constant or it changes with time.
Sir, it changes with time.
Okay. For which it is changes with time? For what factor? For which factor? It is a time dependent.
80.
Okay. Then you tell me what is the rate of growth of W? That means W dot T divided by WT. W dot T divided by WT, that is the rate of growth of W. How do you calculate? ये तो बोलना चाहिए भाई, बहुत दिन से ये सब चल रहा है हम लोगों का. W डॉट बाई W कैसे कैलकुलेट करोगे? W डॉट मतलब dW dt. 1 by WT dW dt कैसे कैलकुलेट करोगे? Sarthak, are you hearing me? Sarthak Brijwasi? Hello? It's not hearing.
Yes, sir.
How do you calculate it? पढ़ाई लिखाई एकदम करते नहीं हो भाई. ये तो बोलना चाहिए था. बहुत दिन से हो रहा है. स्नेहा, are you here, Sneha? I think she is not attending the lecture today. Okay, let me whom to ask. अच्छा, लक्ष्य बोलो. लक्ष्य कविया.
Yes, sir.
How do you calculate the rate of growth of W?
We will take log on both sides,
Very good.
and
Then?
then we will differentiate on both sides. Then we will get W dot T upon
Differentiate
W
with respect to what?
time.
Very good. Then if you do that, क्या मिलेगा?
W dot T upon WT is equal to G.
Very
That-
good. And what is G? Rate of growth of technology, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, और rate of growth of new variety. So यहाँ पे लिख देते हैं हम लोग. So this. WT dot you take logarithm of this expression both side and you differentiate with respect to time. You get equals to G, and G already हम लोगों को मिल चुका है. Okay, fine. Now another one thing that remains, actually we will derive another two expression. First, this is the compensation to labor wage. Then we have to find out the compensation to capital R. वो हमें कहां से मिलेगा? ये वाला जो हम लोगों का इक्वेशन है, ये वाला, so this is my PJ. I will take it over here. Then I also got my Pj equals to P equals to R by alpha. Very good. I'll substitute this over here. I will get R by alpha equals to this, then x to the power alpha minus 1. So I just substitute this value of P over in this equation, first equation, and I have already seen over here that this x basically same for all j. So x equals to basically k by a. So I'll substitute that over here, k by a. Equals to alpha ly to the power alpha minus 1 and x to the power alpha minus 1 is basically k by a to the power alpha minus 1. So this is my k by a. Fine. And if I simplify this further, what I will get, I can arrange it in this fashion. Alpha, then ऊपर आ जाएगा k to the power alpha minus 1. So this is k to the power alpha divided by k. In the bracket, a ly power 1 minus alpha. Which is basically, if I simplify, is going to give me this one alpha is missing. I do not know why it is. Okay, I got it. Fine. Then this is equals to this alpha remain unchanged. This alpha देन ऊपर आ जाएगा कैपिटल YT divided by capital KT. Then my R alpha square YT by KT. You already know what is the value of Y by K. So I will substitute this from here. This is basically my Y by K. We have already calculated. If you can remember, this is my K by Y, and then Y by K is this. Alpha square ऊपर आ जाएगा ये पूरा G plus N plus delta, आ जाएगा S. Let me take the alpha square over here. So ultimately this, and I put this term in the bracket. So this is basically my solution of R. And you see, unlike my W, which is a time dependent and whose rate of growth is basically the rate of growth of technology or rate of growth of variety, R in this model is constant. Okay, it is alpha square Y by K. Because along the balanced growth path, this Y by K is constant, which is G plus N plus delta divided by S, and multiplied by this constant alpha square. This is basically what the capital owner is going to get. Rental rate of capital, and this is basically the wage rate, the compensation to labor. Fine. Interesting to note over here, labor over here is basically paid according to its marginal product, because this production function, if you differentiate this production function with respect to Ly, you are going to get this, and which is basically W. So labor is paid according to its marginal product. This is the payment to capital, alpha square Y by K, YT by KT. The question is, are the capital owners are getting paid according to the marginal product of capital, or more than marginal product of capital, or less than marginal product of capital? Avideep?
Yes, sir.
If you see over here, the labor is paid according to the marginal product, because if you differentiate this production function with respect to labor, you get this right hand side. This is your marginal product of labor, and that is the wage rate. Question is, this is basically the payment to capital, alpha square YT by KT. Question is, are the capital owners are paid according to their marginal product, or less than their marginal product, or more than their marginal product? From this production function, can you tell me what is the marginal product of capital?
So alpha times YT by KT.
Alpha times YT by KT. Very good. So let me just write it down over here. So marginal product MP of capital alpha times YT by KT. But R, the payment to capital, is alpha square YT by KT. Which one is higher? Alpha is a fraction.
So MPK is higher.
So I can write R equals to alpha square yt by kt is strictly less than marginal product of capital, right? Labor is paid according to their marginal product, but capital is paid less than the marginal product. What is the implication of that? The implication of that is this profit, this expression, where is this profit coming? Where is this profit? Yeah, this profit. If I calculate this profit, it's going to give me what is the value of P, R by alpha. R by alpha. What is the value of X? It is R by alpha multiplied by X minus Rx. Substitute, if I get what I get, if I take Rx common, multiplied by in the bracket 1 by alpha minus 1, so it is 1 minus alpha divided by alpha. Then X is basically, I have already calculated, X is K by A and R is alpha square Y by K. So if I substitute, in place of alpha, I can, in the place of R, I can write alpha square Y by K. In place of X, I can write K by A. And this term remain unchanged. And simplify, ultimately K and this K cancels out. What I get is this alpha square and this alpha and this 1, so alpha into 1 minus alpha multiplied by K, and K cancels out, is YT by KT, YT by AT rather. And which is strictly greater than 0. That means the capital owner, if you can remember, this intermediate good producer, they're actually enjoying a monopoly power in their product market. That is the assumption. Final goods are produced in terms of in the perfectly competitive market structure, but this intermediate goods has their monopoly power, and this is basically the monopoly profit. They're earning monopoly profit. This monopoly profit they are actually paying to the person who is working in research and development, and from there the research and development is coming. Interesting part, wage is paid in terms of their marginal product, labor. Capital is paid less than their marginal product. Implication, positive profit. This positive profit are actually paid to the research and development sector. If we do not assume that intermediate goods sector has a monopoly power, what would have been the situation? In this situation, labor in the production will be paid according to their product, according to their marginal product. R will be paid according to their marginal product, would have paid according to their marginal product. As a result, the profit would have been 0. There will be nothing to compensate for the people working in the research and development sector. This is why the assumption, final good production, perfect competition, intermediate good production, monopoly. Why I am assuming it? whenever the intermediate good producer has a monopoly, the payment to this intermediate good producer over here is basically the capital. They're actually paid less than their marginal product. What is the implication of that? The implication is the producer is actually enjoying a positive profit. This positive profit they're actually giving the research and development sector who's working over there. And this is where I think I'm going to end the discussion of this model over here. Further thing is not required for this particular class. So ultimately, let me write it down. So ultimately, pi, all the intermediate good producer, they are going to enjoy a positive profit of amount this. So this is important. This is your W. Make it bold. This is your payment to capital. Capital owner, they are paid less than their marginal product. Proven over here. Implication, the profit is positive. And here the model ends. Interesting part, क्या model से हुआ तुम देखो. We have already assumed that a certain fraction of this entire income they're actually saving, and that is getting capital getting accumulated. This is where I got this particular expression from this model that, okay, this is how my this is growing. This is my per capita output. A fraction S of my per capita output. This is basically, so if I multiply this YT by S, this is going to give me the savings. If I multiply this YT by 1 minus S, that's going to give me my consumption. So savings, consumption, output, all calculated. The only thing that remains, what is the payment to labor? What is the payment to capital? This is the payment to labor, and it is growing at the rate A, G, and the capital owner, since these intermediate good producers are basically the capital owner over here. X, we have already seen that this X is basically associated with K, capital. So intermediate good producer, who are basically the capital owner, they have a monopoly power in their product market. What is the implication of that? Capital are paid accordingly less than their marginal product. What is the implication of that? This intermediate good producer, they're earning a positive profit. What is the implication of that? These positive profit are used, they're actually spent it to research and development. If there is no monopoly power over here, both labor and capital would have get according to their marginal product, and profit would have been zero. There'll be nothing to finance research and development. Mathematically, if I want to model that, that is untenable. So what I assume, final good producer, perfect competition. So labor are paid according to the marginal product. But intermediate good producer, monopoly. Capital are paid less than their marginal product. Monopoly producer, they're earning positive profit. This profit is spent to finance research and development. And this is where everything is kept. Last question, let me ask somebody over here. Whom should I ask? Rohit Anand, are you here? Rohit? Rohit Anand? Rohit, are you here? जाते कहाँ है लोग? Let me remove him. रोहित नहीं है. अच्छा, साची बोलो. साची जलोटे.
Yes, sir.
Derivation clear?
Yes, sir.
Implication clear? क्यों हम लोगों ने मोनोपोली पकड़ा? Monopolistically competitive market structure क्यों assume किया जाता है? That wherever there is a research and development sector, all the growth model who has a research and development sector additional to this capital and labor, they always assume a monopolistically competitive market structure, because otherwise ये profit generate नहीं होगा. अगर profit generate नहीं होगा तो research को तुम finance नहीं कर पाओगे. समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Now this pi if you see, it is also a function of time. What is the rate of growth of pi? Sachi? Along the balanced growth path, what is the rate at which this profit will grow? That means pi dot by pi.
Sir, it's
Same thing, you differentiate, you take logarithm and you differentiate both sides with respect to time. This is what you will get, right? Equals to
n minus g.
no.
No, sir. Y dot t by yt minus a dot t by it. So capital Y dot t by yt is n plus g minus a dot t by n.
Very good. Minus a dot t by at equals to n plus g minus g equals to n, right?
Yes, sir.
Balanced growth path लिखना मत भूलिएगा. So this is the growth rate along the balanced growth path. That means along the at the steady state. Okay. So this is where it ends. Some part also there that जो there's a patent यहाँ पे लिया जाता है, उसका price कैसे determined होता है, and this part we have assumed that a constant fraction SR, if you can remember, this is something that we have assumed that a constant fraction SR, they are actually employed in research and development sector. ये भी calculate किया जा सकता है, just equating. So यहाँ पे जो होगा, the labor working in this final good sector and the labor working in this my research and development, that should be identical. Otherwise, final good sector अगर ज़्यादा wage दे compared to the research and development, nobody is going to research and development. Similarly, research and development, people are getting more wage compared to the people working in the Y sector, the final good production. Nobody is going to go for the final good sector. So that means the wage in the final good sector and the wage in the research and development, that should be identical. By equating that, it is actually possible to calculate how much fraction of people this SR, how much fraction of people will go to research and development. And if I calculate 1 minus that's SR, I'll get how much fraction of people will go for this output production. So I think that is not important for this course. For this course, it is fine over here that first you calculate from the production function that what is the evolution of per capita output over time along the balanced growth path. Once you calculate YT, you multiply this YT by small s, you get savings per capita along the balanced growth path. You multiply this YT by 1 minus s, you're going to get the evolution of per capita consumption along the balanced growth path. So output is calculated, consumption is calculated, savings is calculated. Only two things that remains to calculate: what is the compensation of labor W and what is the compensation to capital R. This is basically you have calculated. This is the compensation to labor W. This is the compensation to capital R. We have proven that this R is less than the marginal product to capital. That allows monopoly intermediate good producer, where they are actually monopoly producer, to earn positive profit, and this positive profit is used to finance research and development. And this is where things end over here. Okay, so this is the model, a semi-endogenous growth model. Here, why it is endogenous growth model? Because this rate of growth of technology A is not exogenously given over here. It depends on n, lambda, 1, phi, and everything. In the solo model, it was completely exogenous. We really do not know where this technology growth is coming from. But here, the way they have modeled this is basically Roma structure and the modification of Roma 1990. They assume that some people are there working in research and development, and there's an existing stock of variety or knowledge. They're actually giving me, inducing me for more research and development. Using that kind of production function, we have given a micro foundation to the production function. Not only that, we know this is the rate of growth of technology or rate of growth of variety, and which is determined. I know what are the factors. I know here the population growth or the rate of growth of people working in research and development, that matters. So more of that, more technological growth, and that we have actually justified with this figure, that this is basically the rate of growth of technology, dark line, and this line, this faded line is basically my rate of growth of population, and we have seen there's a huge correlation over here, and this is basically we have modeled it over here. So everything is calculated. This is basically main structure of Roma. The main difference of this Roma is basically this assumption that we have assumed a certain fraction of income is saved, certain fraction of population they're actually working in research and development sector. Roma, they have calculated it by from utility maximization, nothing else, but the main result remain unchanged. So since this utility maximization I cannot do that in this course, I followed this structure over here, just simply assuming a constant fraction S is saved, just like the solo model, and that is basically giving me a capital accumulation and the constant fraction of total labor force they're working in the research and development sector. Research and development sector in this intermediate good production, they have a monopoly power over here, earn positive profit, finance research and development. Final good sector is perfectly competitive. Labor is only associated with this final good sector over here. So this is their compensation to labor. And it can be shown actually if you want to employ labor both in the final good sector and in the research and development, that means they should get, both the sectors, labor should get the same wage. And from their SR, the fraction of labor working in the research and development can be calculated. Okay, this is where the entire model ends. Any questions till now? Bolo. Sneha, any question?
I missed the main derivation, sir. I had a weak connection. I missed for about 25 minutes.
Okay, so ज़्यादा कुछ हम लोगों ने नहीं किया है. Until this, we have already calculated this W. Till this, we have already calculated. Then W is this 1 minus alpha yt by lyt. And I think couple of classes before, if you go over there, this is basically we have calculated for this yt by lyt, and k by y along the balanced growth path is this. So I substituted both of them over here. So I get the compensation to labor. Wt equals to 1 minus alpha at S divided by G plus N plus delta whole to the power alpha by 1 minus alpha. G is this. And since W is growing at the rate of technology, so this is basically the thing. Then this is the profit maximizing condition with respect to Xj. I have already seen that Pj equals to P equals to R by alpha, and X is basically K by A to the power alpha minus 1. So I substituted that over here, I get the value of R from here. And if I differentiate this production function with respect to capital, I get marginal product of capital, which is alpha y by k. But actually in this model, capital are getting payment alpha square y by k. So that means capital are paid less than their marginal product. That allows the intermediate good producer to enjoy positive profit. This profit is spent to finance research and development sector. End. Okay, we go back to this book of Jones. the derivation is there. You can actually check. No problem. It's not very difficult at all.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of people over here. Nobody asked any questions. I just say. Sagar Suman.
Yes, sir.
Bolo.
It's clear.
Completely clear.
Yes.
A monopolistically competitive market structure assume करने का reason क्या है?
Sir, so can you repeat the question?
Why did we assume a monopolistically competitive market structure in this model? Unlike the solo model, in the solo model, the market was completely perfectly competitive. Labor market perfect competition, capital
Sir,
market competition, output market perfect competition.
so, so that we have a profit, positive profit, and that we can invest in research and development.
Okay, ये positive profit कौन enjoy कर रहा है? Final good producer or intermediate good producer? Who is enjoying positive profit over here? The final good producer or the intermediate good producers?
Say intermediate.
Okay, intermediate good producers, they're actually since they're actually monopoly by assumption. All the producers with the monopoly, we have already seen with our simple demand function by Q equals to P equals to A minus BQ. यहाँ पे हम लोग मार्केट कंपटीशन भी सोल्यूशन किए हैं, मोनोपोली भी सोल्यूशन किए हैं. जब भी मोनोपोली होता है पॉजिटिव प्रॉफिट होता है. So over here the intermediate producers are basically by assumption monopoly, and that is why they are enjoying positive profit, right? And this positive profit is paid to finance research and development. अगर मैं परफेक्ट कंपटीशन दोनों ही एज्यूम कर लेते, फाइनल गुड प्रोड्यूसर परफेक्ट कंपटीशन, इंटरमीडिएट गुड प्रोड्यूसर फाइनल परफेक्ट कंपटीशन, in that case labor and capital would have paid according to their marginal product, then W into L plus R into K would have been equals to Y, and the profit would have been 0, and there will be nothing to finance research and development. उसके लिए हम लोग ये कर रहे हैं. और एक can you tell me there is another reason to assume non-perfect competition in this model? Sagar Suman. There is another reason जो मैं क्लास से पहले ही बोल दिया था. My production function, when we have three inputs, labor, capital and technology, it is increasing return to scale, right?
Yes.
Whenever there is an increasing return to scales, means there is a decreasing cost industry. Decreasing cost means marginal cost is below average cost. That means marginal cost pricing is going to give you negative profit. इसलिए marginal cost pricing हम लोग नहीं कर पाएंगे. That means perfect competition नहीं हो सकता. So two reasons. First, increasing return to scale technology, and second, how do I finance research and development if I do not have some profit in my hands after paying labor and capital? क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे? कितनी खड़े?
सर आपकी आवाज टूट रही है.
मेरी आवाज टूट रही है अभी? फाइन.
सर पीछे से बैकग्राउंड नॉइज भी आ रहा है और
Yes, sir, there is some disturbance.
Some disturbance. Now is it fine?
सर थोड़ा एको जैसा हो रहा है मतलब. और
I do not know where they are coming from. अभी एको अभी भी हो रहा है एको?
No, sir, better now.
It's better now. Okay. So two reasons to assume for this non-perfect competition. First of all, three inputs: capital, labor, and technology. My production function is increasing return to scale. That means perfectly competitive market structure is going to give me negative profit. So perfect competition हो नहीं सकता है. And second reason is, if I do not generate some profit from somewhere in the model, I cannot finance research and development. So that is why some part of the production is perfectly competitive, some part is monopoly, and all the monopoly producers, they're actually enjoying positive profit, and they are basically also the owner. By assumption, they're also the owner of the research and development sector. So they are actually earning positive profit over here, and they're spending it to research and development. Fine.
Sir, and also when there are patent rights, so it puts some entry barrier to other firms. So that's why also it can't be perfectly competitive.
यहाँ पे नहीं है. In this model, I have still not introduced patent. Even if we do not introduce patent, there is a positive profit over here. And monopoly,
Yes.
by assumption, that means there is a restrict entry. Monopoly means there is only one producer. So this entry barrier that you are actually talking about with patent, यहाँ पे patent assume करने का जरूरत ही नहीं है. Once you assume monopoly, that automatically puts by assumption there is an entry restriction. So each type of intermediate good that is produced by only one type of producer. जो टायर है गाड़ी का, वो एक प्रोड्यूसर ही बना रहा है. स्टीयरिंग जो है गाड़ी का, वो एक ही प्रोड्यूसर बना रहा है. So in the tire sector, only one producer. In the steering sector, only one producer. समझ में आ रहा है? So entry barrier is by assumption is imposed over here, even without assuming any kind of patent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any question? Anubhav Anand. Anubhav?
Yes, sir. It's fine, sir.
Fine?
Yes.
Very good, very good. So the next part of the lecture will be, तो कल एग्जाम है, उसके बाद ये होगा, what is called, there will be discussion on 11th, 18th. People यहाँ से चालू कर रहा है, उसके वो वाला लेक्चर जो चालू होगा वो यहाँ से चालू होगा. That we know that G is a positive function of n. So rate of growth of population is going to give me better, more technological progress. जो ये figure से भी मिल रहा है. Then, but people say, where this n is coming from? Still, in the solo model, both n and g exogenous. In this Romer model, we endogenize g. We try to answer that where this g is coming from. इसके बाद जब लेक्चर होगा, then people try to answer this question, ये population growth कहाँ से आ रहा है? Some country enjoying positive population growth, some countries enjoying even negative population growth. Actually, the world population growth, if you see the way thing has been progressed over here, that's a very low population growth initially, and then gradually the population growth rising. We know now that why the structure of GDP growth or rate of growth of technology is something like this. Initially, there is no patent, no intellectual property rights, so all those research and development was completely in my own interest. There is nothing to actually encourage me in research and development, and as a result, the research was that any kind of innovations was intermittent, not continuous. Continuous यहाँ से आ रहा है. After this industrial revolution, this intellectual property rights law that got established, and gradually there's a continuous research and development, and the population also started growing over here. So this dark line we know now from the Romer model or the Jones model where it is coming from, this G where it is coming from. G depends on N. Next part will be where this N is coming from. Why, when older period, when our Earth was quite young, the population growth was quite low, and suddenly after this industrial revolution, the population growth also started rising very rapidly. ये वाला question answer होगा. So this evolution of this faded line, ये वाला आंसर करेंगे लोग, बिकॉज पीपल रियलाइज आफ्टर द रोमर मॉडल population growth is important. Now the people will ask where this population growth is coming from, where this aim is coming from. Okay, so देखो 16 से start हुआ. Why some countries are rich, some countries are poor? Because they are different in terms of their savings rate, their population growth rate, their rate of growth of technology, their rate of growth of depreciation to capital. Rich countries are basically growing at a lower rate compared to the poor countries. Long run growth rate depends completely on the rate of growth of technology. 16 ये आंसर दिया. 16 के बाद रोमर, where this technology growth is coming from? आंसर जो मिला, population growth plays a very crucial role to generate technological growth. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन जो हम लोग आंसर करने के लिए जाएंगे, यूजिंग सम मैथमेटिकल मॉडल एंड आल्सो डेटा, दैट वेयर दिस एन इज कमिंग फ्रॉम. व्हाई इन द ओल्डर पीरियड द पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ वाज लो एंड इन द यंगर पीरियड ऑफ द अर्थ द पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ इज हायर? व्हाई देयर इज अ मूवमेंट समथिंग लाइक दिस? ये हम लोग आफ्टर एग्जाम आंसर करेंगे. ठीक है.
You will be sharing this document, right?
No. I am typing it down by taking so much of time so that you guys take a running note. जब PPT था, I have not used pen and paper, rather is what document to type it, so मैं शेयर किया. यहाँ पे तो मुझे क्लास करना पड़ेगा भाई, जो क्लास करेगा उसको नोट मिलेगा. Somewhere I have to ensure you are attending classes. नहीं तो तुम आओगे, जो होता है, I really do not have any device to ensure that people are actually attending or not. ठीक है, जसार सोने जी.
Yes sir, it's okay.
अदरवाइज तो प्रॉब्लम होगा. मैं अटेंडेंस कैसे दूंगा? लोग आते हैं, लॉग इन करके चले जाते हैं. एग्जाम ओपन बुक होता है. Odrija Odhikari?
Yes, sir.
Have you taken the note?
Yes, sir. Like I tried to do the derivation simultaneously, so not very clear or exact, but I tried to do the best that I.
कहाँ पे अनक्लियर है? अनक्लियर होने का तो कोई जगह नहीं है.
सर मतलब पूरा नहीं लिखा है, बट मतलब जो जिस्ट है वो पूरा लिखा हुआ है.
अच्छा. And you have the book?
Yes, sir.
Consult the book also.
Yes.
If you go to, I think this is chapter number 5. Chapter number 5 में तुम्हें मिलेगा. Gajala Rushi Rian. Are you here? Gajala Rushi Rian. देखो, यही मैं बोल रहा था. Logged in, then you really do not ensure where the guy is. Akshat Sharma. अक्षत शर्मा. देखो. वेदिका गुप्ता.
Yes, sir.
Vedika, I'm not asking you any question per se of this model. I'm asking about that what we have tried to answer in this economics of growth course, and till now, how much we have answered this part, this entire content. Is this clear to you? We have started with certain questions and certain Caldor facts, and we have did some part, at least almost, I'll say almost 80% to 85% of the lecture is finished. How
Sir,
much we have accomplished?
Sir, actually, I did not attend last class. So, like, I have to read the chapter 5 of Bollywood.
Okay. वही प्रॉब्लम है, मेरा लेक्चर अगर कोई एक बार भी मिस कर जाए, वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू पिक इट अप, वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू पिक इट अप. लक्ष्य बोलो, लक्ष्य कविया. कुछ क्वेश्चन से हम लोग चालू किए थे, and gradually we have started to answering those questions. How much we are able to do it this course now? Laksha?
Yes, sir.
We have started with certain questions in this course objective. How much we have tried to address?
Sir, we have addressed a few of them, like regarding the technology and about the human, means the human capital involvement, and also about the growth rate and that maximum capital, all those things.
I can't follow you. I am not following a single part of your answer. I have started with certain questions. What are those questions in this economics of growth course? I've started with certain questions, and these are the questions economics of growth people they ask this question, and then I said that we have to provide answer to these questions. What are those questions? 4 या 5 क्वेश्चन से हम लोगों ने चालू किया था ये कोर्स. लक्ष्य बोलो. Lakshya bolo. Can you please unmute yourself, Lakshya?
All of them, but a few, like by different countries have different growth rate, and those who are countries which are richer, but why do they have less growth rate, means compared to the poor ones?
तुम पहले ही ग्रोथ में चले गए. ग्रोथ के पहले भी कुछ क्वेश्चन था. The growth question was the second question. The first question was why some countries are rich and some countries are poor. That means even the level of income is different for different countries. And what is the answer to that? Why some countries are rich and some countries are poor? What are the factors that are affecting it?
First is the savings rate.
And पर कैपिटा आउटपुट किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है? सेविंग्स एंड डेल्टा जी.
And delta.
Population growth, delta, and rate of growth of technology. Countries are different in terms of these factors, and as a result, countries are different in terms of their income level. Growth rate, long run growth rate especially, determines per capita long run growth rate determined by rate of growth of technology. There is a sustained growth rate at the Caldor fact says in the per capita income. That means there should be a sustained growth rate in technological production, in the technology, rate of growth of technology. Solo assumed rate of growth of technology exogenous. Endogenized by Romer. Romer gives the answer that this is how the technology is produced, and the population growth plays a very crucial role. Right? So the question हम लोगों ने चालू किया था, right from the Caldor facts to why some countries are rich, some countries are poor, and why growth rates are different. Almost everything is answered. Actually, everything is answered still now. The only thing now people will ask that we know that rate of growth of technology depends positively on the rate of growth of population. If the population growth is so important, where it is coming from? Is it really exogenous the way we have assumed, or it depends on something? वो हम लोग अभी भी एड्रेस नहीं किया है. But initial question that we have posed, that some countries are rich, some countries are poor, growth rates are different, poor countries are growing at a different rate than the rich countries. those Calder facts that per capita income they are growing at a constant rate and it is not declining in the last 100 years in US. ये वाला क्वेश्चन ऑलरेडी हम लोगों ने एड्रेस कर चुके हैं. These questions. Absolutely pinpointed question and pinpointed answer. There is absolutely no ambiguity over here. Mathematics, logic, everything going together, and the data, they are going together hand in hand. अगर एक भी प्रॉब्लम हो जाए, you cannot convince people. तुम्हें मैथमेटिक्स भी देना पड़ेगा, तुम्हें इकोनॉमिक लॉजिक भी देना पड़ेगा, and the prediction of your model, whatever they are predicting, you have to match that with the real time data, real life data. अगर कोई भी एक प्रॉब्लम हो जाए तो तुम्हें कोई भी you cannot convince people. But still now all this fact, mathematics, data, economic logic, the way we have proceed in this course are actually going hand in hand. Data plays a very crucial role actually. If you develop a mathematical model, economic model, but that is not matching with the data, तो कोई भी तुम्हारा मॉडल में विश्वास नहीं करेगा. So data plays a very crucial role, and that is why in economics abroad it starts with the data and then they go for the model and they check that whether the model matching the data or not. It is not other way around. First you develop the model and then you go for the data. First they actually see the data, they observe data. Observing data, they actually come back that what could have been the mathematical modeling that follow the economic logic so that the prediction of the model matches the data. Data से चालू होता है. Their entire macro lecture right from the beginning, 300 level lecture that the undergrad, initial macro, then they go for the 500 level, then 600 level, 700 level, all those PhD level courses. But everywhere, anywhere you go, it starts with the data. They actually show this is basically the GDP over the time. This is GDP's fluctuations over the time. Then, based on economic logic, I want to develop a mathematical model that can explain those fluctuations of GDP and the way GDP is going over there. Macro ऐसे ही जाता है. दिव्यांश सोनकर.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
Do you have the book, Divyansh?
Yes, sir.
Which book you have? Jones book. Do you have this Jones book?
Yeah. Sir.
Introduction to Economic Growth. Charles I. Jones and Walrath. ये बुक है तुम्हारे पास?
Yes, sir. Soft copy है.
हाँ, soft copy मैं बोल रहा हूँ. And you also have this book of Barrow and Salai Martin?
No, sir.
You don't have. ये दोनों ही तो मैं बुक बोला था भाई. Barrow and Salai Martin and this Jones book. ये दोनों तो होना चाहिए.
Yes,
Barrow Salai Martin book क्यों नहीं है तुम्हारे पास? Especially this solo model. The way I have taught the solo model is mostly from Barrow and Salai Martin. देखो तुम्हारे पास है नहीं. Almost course खत्म होने को आया है. अभिदीप खड़े?
Yes, sir.
अभिदीप, तुम लोग थर्ड ईयर में हो ना?
Yes, sir.
Maybe in the fifth year, the way you have written reopen IIT KGP, I think fifth year में तुम लोग मुझे लग रहा है तुम आ पाओगे कैंपस में.
सर आप लोग भी कुछ मदद करिए.
यहाँ पे हम लोगों का मदद का कोई जगह ही नहीं है. जो मदद करेगा ऊपर वो जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में बैठे हुए हैं वो लोग भी डिसीजन लेता है. They are actually
कॉलेज भी खुलने लगे हैं सर.
हाँ, they have already started bringing MTech and PhD level students. I think after Diwali they will going to assess the situation again. What is the situation? उसके बाद gradually तुम लोगों को भी बुलाएगा. But मुझे नहीं लगता है 5th year के पहले तुम लोग आ पाओ. Let's see. We are also expecting you guys should come back to the campus as soon as possible.
सर वो लोग फाइनल ईयर को बुलाते बुलाते हमारा फाइनल ईयर आ जाएगा सर.
हाँ वही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ. I am also predicted that. तुम लोग जब फाइनल ईयर में जाओगे maybe you guys will come once.
बट सर जनरली इकोनॉमिक्स की प्रेडिक्शन सही होती नहीं है तो हम होप करेंगे कि सर आपकी भी प्रेडिक्शन.
इकोनॉमिक्स के प्रेडिक्शन सही होते नहीं है. कौन सा प्रेडिक्शन तुम बोलो तो सही नहीं हुआ है?
सर रिसेशन की प्रेडिक्शन अगर देखें तो
रिसेशन का प्रेडिक्शन सही नहीं होता है.
सर वर्ल्ड सर IMF
when they have taken the policy of demonetization, all the economists predicted that India going to go for a recession. And India is in recession right now.
Yes. But in general, I mean.
In general, matlab there is nothing in general. It's basically
sir,
2007, 2008 recession. It was predicted. The subprime mortgage crisis. It was predicted.
मैंने कोई वीडियो देखा था सर किसी इकोनॉमिस्ट का.
किसी इकोनॉमिस्ट कौन बोला कि
सर मतलब उसने डेटा से देखा.
One second. You are ये अगर मुझे कोई फिजिक्स का स्टूडेंट बोलता है या केमिस्ट्री का स्टूडेंट बोलता है, कोई इंजीनियरिंग का स्टूडेंट बोलता है, ओके फाइन. They are not from the discipline at all. You are following the discipline. You are actually following economics, and you do not know. You are actually also seeing the video. हाँ जो लेमन देखते हैं.
सर मतलब
लेमन के पता नहीं है. Somebody who do not have any, let's say, exposure to economics, they watch videos and they believe in that. तो तुम इकोनॉमिक्स फॉलो करने के बाद तुम वो बिलीव करते हो?
नहीं सर मैं कह रहा हूँ उसने स्टैट्स देख के बताया कि लास्ट 469 रिसेशन में से IMF की रिपोर्ट थी, उसमें 469 रिसेशंस में से सिर्फ 4 ही रिसेशन प्रेडिक्ट किए गए हैं.
4 major recessions. All these 469 recessions, among these 469 recessions, these 3 or 4 recessions are basically the major recessions. Predicted हुआ है. बाकी recessions ही नहीं है. There will be initial, there's some very negligible drop of US GDP. Those are not recession at all. Recession means 1930 is a recession, 2007, 2008 is a recession, 1990 at that time when the Gulf War is going on, there is a recession. 3 recession, major recession. बाकी का recession prediction नहीं हो सकता है. बाकी का recession you cannot predict. Major recession, India has gone for a major recession first time after demonetization 2016, and it was completely predicted as India going to go there. ये जो आप तुम evolution of unemployment देख रहे हो इंडिया का, it was completely predicted.
Okay sir. सर बट मैं बस यही कह रहा था कि I hope आपका prediction गलत हो जाए.
नहीं गलत नहीं होगा.
पहले
गलत नहीं
बुला ले सर.
नहीं बुलाएंगे. I know. हो नहीं सकता है. The way situation is going, वो नहीं होगा. तो ये प्रिडिक्शन आज ही मैं वो इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस कोर्स के स्टूडेंट को भी बोल रहा था. they are going to finish it in 4th year. Unlike you people, we are going to finish it in 5th year. I think most of them will never come back to the campus. That is the 3rd year and the next year is going to finish. But तुम लोगों का चांस है. For 1 year you guys come back maybe. But I don't think that the physical class will start. Even if you guys come back, maybe this online class will go on. और physical class completely मुझे लगता नहीं है after this post-pandemic period, entire course with this physical lecture कभी होगा. It will be a mixed mode always. Maybe 50-50, maybe 60-40, 60% online, 40% offline, maybe 70% online, 30% offline. ऐसे करके ही होगा. Because the world is not going to go back to its pre-pandemic period ever. नहीं जाएगा. जो hostel जो हुआ है, maybe they are going to cut back to these hostels and everything over the time. Okay, you stay back in your own home, you do your classes. Sometime you come back to the campus and you again go home. They are going to, I think, reduce this cost of hostels and everything. People actually, the government has already started thinking about it, that whether they're going to do it or not. Because you go abroad in US or UK, undergraduate students, they actually go for dormitory system that is run by the university authority. But beyond undergraduate, if you go to postgraduate, master's level student, PhD level student, they hardly live in the campus. They live around the campus, but absolutely private housing. So maybe India is going to follow that after the recession. हम लोग भी चाहते हैं you guys gradually come back to the campus, because campus is very dull right now. You see hardly people going around in the campus. It's very dark in the evening. खराब लगता है हम लोगों को, but the way things are going, I don't know. ये कुछ दिन पहले कुछ क्लास बॉयकॉट वगैरह हुआ था ना?
यस सर। सर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन पे प्रेशर डालो तो वो लोग उल्टा धमकी देते हैं कि पॉलिटिक्स में मत आओ वगैरह वगैरह।
अरे भाई तुम ये बोल रहे हो तो अभिदीप, I also know that 2 professors from some engineering department, they supported student and they have not taken class second year का। कुछ सेकेंड ईयर स्टूडेंट उन लोगों के अगेंस्ट में एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में कंप्लेन किया है। तुम क्या बोलोगे? तुम बोलो।
सर थोड़ा सा यूनिटी में वो है,
यूनिटी यहाँ पे ही प्रॉब्लम है, एब्सोल्युटली प्रॉब्लम है। वही हम लोग क्लास लिए हैं, आई डू नॉट टीच सेकेंड ईयर स्टूडेंट, सो हम लोग, मेरा तो कुछ है नहीं, but all the people who have actually second year class जो लेते हैं, there is a email we received that you please continue with the class schedule and everything. But we came to know there are 2 professors, they actually sympathetic to the student, they have supported student, they have not taken class. Students themselves, they have raised the complaint against. तो कैसे सपोर्ट मिलेगा तुम लोगों को? नहीं मिलेगा। यूनिटी तुम लोगों की तरफ से आना चाहिए पहले। यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी। हर्ष मखमाना बोलो, कोर्स कैसे लग रहा है? हाँ, समझ में नहीं आया, फिर से बोलो। मैथमेटिकल है, सही है। मैथमेटिक्स के बाहर जाके जो मैथमेटिक्स से जो प्रेडिक्शन मिल रहा है हम लोगों का, आर यू एंजॉयिंग इट? द प्रेडिक्शन दोस काइंड ऑफ मॉडल्स आर गिविंग, इज इट मैचिंग विद द रियल लाइफ, रियल टाइम डेटा? हाँ, वही एक्चुअली तुम्हें लेना है। मैथमेटिक्स इज अ टूल। लीजिए, अगर मैथमेटिशियन को दो, वो तुम्हारा जैसे मैथमेटिक्स करके देगा, पर इसका जो प्रेडिक्शन मिल रहा है, उसका जो इंटरप्रिटेशन है, दिस इज बेसिकली कंप्लीटली योर डोमेन, डोमेन ऑफ इकोनॉमिक स्टूडेंट। कैसे उसको तुम इंटरप्रेट करोगे? So whenever you get any result from any economic model, try to match it with the data. अगर मैच ना करे तो you have to go back and you have to rethink about your model. यही मैं कराने का कोशिश कर रहा हूँ। This is what I try to inculcate in this model, in this course. Always your model should be validated by the real life data. Priyanksha?
Yes, sir.
I think this is the first time you guys have taken this kind of course, right? Where data plays a very crucial role, right?
Yes, sir. So like we didn't have any course in which we verify the theories from data.
वो जब तुम धीरे धीरे, आई थिंक नेक्स्ट कोर्स में जब तुम इकोनोमेट्रिक्स आएगा तो थोड़ा सा वहाँ पे आएगा। हार्डकोर इकोनोमेट्रिक्स जब तुम करोगे, इकोनोमेट्रिक्स 1, इकोनोमेट्रिक्स 2, एक्चुअली वहाँ पे डेटा का मेनली इट इज एक्चुअली कमिंग फ्रॉम डेटा, बट ऑल्सो एनी काइंड ऑफ थ्योरेटिकल कोर्स, ऐसे भी डेटा हम लोग देख सकते हैं। हाँ, macro actually मैं जो तुम्हें बोला even the initial 300 level macro in absolutely introductory macro जो तुम लोग macro 1 और macro 2 किए हो
Yes,
बाहर
sir.
में वो
In
भी
that
डेटा से ही
we
पढ़ाया
have
जाता है
seen some data.
हाँ बाहर से वो डेटा से ही पढ़ाया जाता है डेटा दिखाया जाता है then they go for the model and you always should train your brain accordingly
Yes, sir. Sir, I had one question. Like you said, you taught this chapter from Baron Salai Martin, but I didn't get like anything.
which chapter not this
Sir,
one this is from Jones
okay,
this
sir.
Romer model is from Jones this endogenous
Sir, then
growth
the previous
solo
one.
model is basically Barrow Salai Martin mostly.
Okay, okay, sir. But the graphs were there in the Walrath also. Same
कौन सा
graphs.
Jones and Walrath, right? कौन सा
Yes.
ग्राफ ये पूरा जो मैं पढ़ाया हूँ यहाँ से जो स्टार्ट किया था मैं आफ्टर सोलो मॉडल जो मैं पढ़ाया हूँ they are completely from Jones but solo model 80% is basically from Ballo and Salai Martin and 20% from Jones.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Faisal.
Yes, sir.
बोलो कोर्स कैसा लगा almost 80% 80 to 85% is done.
कोर्स अच्छा है सर.
What is the opinion? The way it has gone actually the questions that we have tried to addressed हुआ है और कुछ तुम्हारे दिमाग में डाउट है?
नहीं सर.
डाउट होना चाहिए. Otherwise अगर डाउट नहीं हो तो तुम लोग कैसे कंट्रीब्यूट करोगे? If you do not identify anything new, any kind of loophole in the analysis, then how do you contribute? तो contribution होने के लिए भी ये डाउट होना चाहिए.
सर मैथ चेक्स आउट और जो अभी एक फैक्टर बचा हुआ है n का when we complete that तो फिर अगर कुछ मिलता है तो बताऊंगा. फिलहाल के लिए तो the math is correct. मैंने
The
भी
math is correct obviously but math तो पूरा नहीं है और भी क्वेश्चन तुम्हें आना चाहिए दिमाग. The more you read maybe the question will be raised. As I said that part we have not still addressed and we are not going to address in this course that a certain fraction of the income is saved. This assumption and that because of this assumption the solo model can give you this dynamic inefficient solution over accumulation of capital over accumulation of savings जो हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किए हैं. But that also can be addressed by utility maximization. But जो इस क्लास में मैं करवा नहीं पाऊंगा. But that also one loophole in the solo model. Okay, two loopholes mainly. One is this G was completely exogenous in the solo model. That loophole, this Romer and other people gradually tried to explore that where does G is coming from. Another loophole is basically that since savings rate is exogenous and there is no guarantee you are going to get a dynamically efficient outcome. The consumption is maximized. I do not know that capital is reached or not. But that also people have, that problem also had a solution. People got it. Okay. That is beyond the scope of this course. अगर ये कोर्स ये भी होता what is called elective भी होता तो maybe I might try to address that a little bit because if you go to any good economics course in India, let's say go to Delhi School or ISI, they actually do that. वो जो मॉडल है यूटिलिटी मैक्सिमाइजेशन वाला वो किया जाता है. But in those institution, this growth course is elective course. Only the interested people they take this course. But I have tried over here, and we have seen that most of the people cannot follow it. So that is why I do not go in that direction anymore. Mainly I go to this direction of G changing, where the N is coming from. Okay, gradually, mainly this Jones part. And also another thing, I told you before, few people, that we have seen that savings rate does not affect my long run growth. So if I really concentrate only on the long run behavior of the economy, I endogenize savings or I assume exogenous savings does not matter. This Romer model and everything, they only concentrate on this balanced growth path. Okay, so I can still do it. Neha Kumari, no, Neha Kumari is a PhD student. Palkit Lohia.
Yes, sir.
Bolo.
Sir, course is good.
Course is good.
Yes, sir.
गलत
क्या सर?
अच्छा लगा कोर्स?
हाँ सर, अभी तक तो अच्छा लग रहा है।
अभी तक तो अच्छा लग रहा है। अभी तक अच्छा लग रहा है तो बाद में भी अच्छा लगेगा, because as I said, it's almost 80 to 80%, 85% course is over.
Yes, sir.
The only part, that end वाला part हम लोग address करेंगे after the exam.
Yes.
But this is, the training is that whenever you go for any kind of economic analysis, modeling or everything, your brain should be trained in such a way that your model should match the data. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Data आएगा. Without data you cannot go anywhere. Data आना चाहिए.
सर इकोनोमेट्रिक्स में आएगा ना सर?
इकोनोमेट्रिक्स में भी डेटा आएगा, बट इकोनोमेट्रिक्स में तुम्हें ये मैथमेटिकल मॉडलिंग नहीं आएगा. इकोनोमेट्रिक्स इज बेसिकली स्टैटिस्टिकल थ्योरी आएगा वहां पे. बट द वे इन द मोर एडवांस लेवल कोर्सेज दोनों एक साथ आता है. मैथमेटिकल मॉडलिंग ऐसे आता है, एंड ये जो प्रेडिक्शन जो मैथमेटिकल मॉडलिंग देता है वो इकोनोमेट्रिक्स यूज करके, डेटा और इकोनोमेट्रिक्स यूज करके हम लोग उसका आंसर देते हैं. यहाँ पे सिर्फ डेटा दिखा रहा हूँ और ग्राफ दिखा रहा हूँ और वहां से आंसर देने का कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, बिकॉज यू गाइज आर नॉट स्टिल एक्सपोज टू दिस इकोनोमेट्रिक एनालिसिस. बट इफ यू गो टू मोर एडवांस लेवल कोर्सेज, वहाँ पे मैथमेटिकल मॉडल, उसका प्रेडिक्शन मिला, देन दे वैलिडेट दिस प्रेडिक्शन विद द डेटा यूजिंग इकोनोमेट्रिक मॉडल. समझ में आया? This is how economics and statistics or econometrics, they actually go hand in hand. Maybe later in other courses you will going to find that. Sachi, Chalote?
Yes, sir.
बोलो, उसके बारे में बोलो. कैसा लगा?
Sir, good, sir. सब समझ में आ रहा है.
हाँ?
समझ में आ रहा है सर सब.
समझ में आ रहा है?
हाँ सर.
I was a little bit, confused that should I go in detail of that derivation or not, because तुम लोगों का माइक्रो भी I think ऑनलाइन ही हुआ था ना? माइक्रो 1, माइक्रो 2?
Yes sir, दोनों ऑनलाइन हुआ था.
इसीलिए मुझे थोड़ा सा डाउट था, should I go for this derivation or not? But if you guys can pick it up, then I think it will be very good. Okay then, कल एग्जाम दो ठीक से. Then 11th will be the discussion of the exam. उसके बाद there's a puja vacation, and the new lecture will start from 18th. We're going to start this new lecture on 18th. 19th again there's a holiday. Okay. How many lectures do we left? 18, 25, 26, then 1, 2, 5 हुआ, नहीं 1, 2 नहीं, 25, 26, 18, 3, 5, 6 और 7, then 5 लेक्चर, राइट. अक्टूबर नवंबर में अगर हम लोग जाए, हाउ मेनी लेक्चर डू यू लेफ्ट, कैन यू टेल मी? अक्टूबर के बाद 18th में एक लेक्चर होगा, 25, 26 3 लेक्चर यहाँ से, देन नवंबर में 1 and 2, 5, 8, 9, एक्चुअली और 7 दिन क्लास बाकी है. उसके बाद 15 से आई थिंक तुम लोगों का वो एग्जाम चालू हो जाएगा, एग्जाम फाइनल एग्जाम. सो वी हैव ओनली 7 लेक्चर्स लेफ्ट. 7 दिन होगा. ठीक है, चलो, थैंक यू. गिव एग्जाम प्रॉपरली. I am ending the class over here today.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Happy Durga Puja.
Happy Durga. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.